gracious good day to one and all once again. 'Tis I, Norton the First, by grace of God, Emperor of the United States and Protector of Mexico. Back with you all once again for episode number 142 of Emperor Norton's Fantastic History Vlog. Today is September 18, 2020. It is our 183rd day under COVID-19 restrictions. A couple of things to get started today. First of all, thank you one and all for everyone who celebrated Empire Day yesterday, the day we declared ourselves the Emperor of the United States. Later to add the title Protector of Mexico. And we had a wonderful time with the Emperor Norton Legacy League. We made Emperor Norton Sundays, and well, you missed a good one. So tune in next time, okay? Also, programming note, the show that we normally do on Saturday will be on Sunday this week with the Countess. And we'll explain why in just a moment. But let us begin with our national days. Because it's National Cheeseburger Day. Cheeseburger, cheeseburger! We have to go get a cheeseburger today, I guess. Hug a Greeting Card Writer Day. That's obscure. Water Monitoring Day. Looks about half full to me. There, I've monitored my water. Respect Day, R-E-S-P-E-C-T. It has nothing to do with the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin, but it's about respecting one another. And yes, we should do that. National First Love Day. Oh, how sweet. POWMIA, Prisoner of War Missing in Action Recognition Day. That's why you see those black flags often flying. Although I understand the one in the White House has recently been moved to a more obscure location. Guess they weren't really heroes. I don't know. And today is Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year, beginning of the year, sunset tonight, 5781. So, in honor of Rosh Hashanah, we're going to do a blast on the mighty shofar. Happy 5781, everyone. That's why we're doing the show on Sunday this week. Well, let's move on. It was a long one, huh? Been longer. Our Florida man story today, and I think we're going to put a picture up this time because we saw it and it was just too unbelievable. And it was legal. Florida man rides jet ski on highway. Yes, it really happened. It really did. Well, for our San Francisco story today, as we so often do, we rely on John Ralston's wonderful book, This Date in San Francisco, because on this date, September 18, 1975, that Patty Hearst was arrested. Patricia Campbell Hearst's life began like something in a fairy tale. Born in San Francisco in 1954, granddaughter of William Randolph Hearst, she grew up in the peninsula's elite Hillsborough area. Patricia Hearst's old life ended suddenly and violently on February 4th, 1974, when members of a self-styled revolutionary group calling itself the Symbionese Liberation Army, SLA, burst into her apartment in Berkeley and kidnapped her. The case took a bizarre turn in April when Hearst said in a tape recording that she had joined the SLA, Stockholm Syndrome, to fight, quote, for my freedom and the freedom of all oppressed people. She said she'd taken the name Tanya and was photographed brandishing an automatic rifle. On April 15, 1974, Hearst appeared in public for the first time after her kidnapping. when 4 armed SLA women and an armed man liberated $10,000 from the Hibernia Bank at Noriega Street and 22nd Avenue in San Francisco's Sunset District. But it was, Hearst was clearly identified by bank cameras, but it was unclear if she was really participating or acting under duress. A federal warrant for her as a material witness was issued. She was later indicted by a federal grand jury on a charge of participating in a bank robbery and would get 25 years in prison if convicted. In late September, the SLA appeared on May 16, next, on 1974, when a clerk in Inglewood, California, in a sporting goods store, suspected a young man named William Harris of shoplifting. As Harris and his wife Emily ran out of the store, a second woman, later identified as Patty Hearst, fired an automatic weapon at the storefront. That evening, Hearst and the couple kidnapped a Linwood, California man, drove off in his van. Pursuit of the SLA came to a literally blazing climax on May 17th when police and FBI surrounded a Los Angeles house with 6 SLA members inside. National TV showed a tremendous barrage of gunfire from the house. Police returned fire. A bullet from one inside or the other struck a gas line or other flammable agent, and the house erupted into flames, killing all 6 SLA. The Los Angeles County coroner identified the bodies Patricia's. Patty Hearst was not one. In late summer of 1975, the FBI got a tip that turned out valid. On Thursday, September 18, 1975, FBI and police went to an apartment at 625 Morris Street in the quiet outer Mission District block between Mission and Gutenberg Streets. San Francisco Police Inspector Tim Casey and FBI agent Tom Padden climbed the back stairs, the top floor, and knocked at the door. It was opened by 32-year-old Wendy Yashimura, an SLA woman, and behind Yashimura was another woman. Casey told the woman to turn around. When she did, Casey said, "Patty, don't make a move." As Casey put handcuffs on Hearst, he asked her what she was doing in San Francisco. She said she'd rather not tell him. Thin and pale, she said nothing while being taken to a federal building at 450 Golden Gate Avenue. William and Emily Harris were arrested in an apartment on Presida Avenue in Bernal Heights. Patricia Hearst's trial, the United States of America versus Patricia Campbell Hearst, the Honorable Oliver J. Carter presiding, began in the federal building on Wednesday, February 4th, 1976, 2 years to the day of the SLA kidnapping. Flamboyant F. Lee Bailey, assisted by J. Albert Johnson, appeared for the defense. U.S. Attorney James R. Browning prosecuted. The defense tried to prove that the defendant acted entirely under coercion, but after a 6-week trial, Hearst was found guilty on both counts. Sentenced to 7 years in prison, she served only 21 months, her sentence being commuted by President Jimmy Carter in 1978. In 2001, President Bill Clinton granted a full pardon. She married Bernard Shaw, one of her bodyguards, with whom she has 2 daughters, and has appeared in several television programs, including Frasier, and movies, notably as one of Kathleen Turner's victims in Serial Mom. Yes, don't wear white after Labor Day. Well, let us move on to our other stories for today. Because on this date in 1793, that U.S. President George Washington lays the cornerstone of the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. 1810, Chile declares independence from Spain. It's their national day there today. 1837, Charles Lewis Tiffany and John B. Young co-found a stationery and fancy goods emporium in New York City, later renamed in 1853 as Tiffany and Company. A great place for breakfast. On this date in 1851, the New York Times started publishing. It sold for 2 cents a copy. 1947, the Central Intelligence Agency officially comes into existence after being established by President Truman in July. 1947 as well, the U.S. Air Force is created as a separate military branch by passing of the National Security Act. On this date in 1969, Tiny Tim and Miss Vicky get engaged. They will later be married on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. 1971, Momofuku Ando marks the first cup noodle, packaging it in a waterproof polystyrene container. Yes, indeed, instant ramen. And on this date in 1976, Mao Zedong's funeral took place in Beijing. Our births today, beginning in 1905, choreographer Agnes DeMille. Also 1905, actor Claudette Colbert. She was born in Paris. Also 1905, Eddie Rochester Anderson, who you might remember from the Jack Benny show. Okay, Mr. Benny. I shouldn't do that. Also 1905, Greta Garbo. I want to be alone. She had very big feet. I didn't know that, which makes a lot of sense from something I saw in a Warner Brothers cartoon once. I'll try to put a picture of it up if I can find it. 1924, J.D. Tippit, American police officer in Dallas, Texas, murdered by Lee Harvey Oswald shortly after the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. 1933, actor Robert Blake. Also 1933, director Roman Polanski. 1939, Fred Willard, who passed away recently, great comedian. 1940, Frankie Avalon, who starred in all those wonderful beach party movies with Annette Funicello. And 1951, U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development Secretary Ben Carson. He does have eyes, doesn't he? We only have one death to report in history today, but it is a significant one. Jimi Hendrix, the wonderful, wonderful guitarist. Well, in honor of Rosh Hashanah today, our quote is from Hillel, a Jewish religious leader, sage, and scholar associated with the development of the Mishnah and the Talmud, speaking about the Torah. He said, "That which is hateful to you, do not do to others. All the rest is commentary. Now go and learn." Well, that wraps it up for this edition. Now, don't forget, the Countess and I are accepting tips. Here's the information for that. And don't forget, the Countess's show will be on Sunday this week because of Rosh Hashanah. Happy 5781, everyone. If you want more information about what the Countess and I normally do, our tours, but also a lot of history on these websites as well, here's the information for that, sftimemachine.com. So until we meet again, stay safe, stay inside, and therefore stay healthy. If you do go outside, please wear a mask. Don't take unproven cures. Be kind to one another. And until we see you again, a gracious good day.